about to go live. If you're watching this back on Facebook or YouTube, smash the like button. We're going to get into the demo reviews in about 5 minutes time. So here we go. What's up, people? Mic check 1, 2, 3,000. Hope we are well. Happy Wednesday to everybody. If you are, I guess, in Australia, it's probably happy Thursday. Hello once again. Guys, if you're tuning in for the first time, hello, I'm Steve Marks. I'm not very interesting, but what is interesting is I sit here and listen to your music. So feel free to send me any demos that you have. Demos are unreleased tracks. And I'll have a listen and give you guys some feedback as to what can be improved. Just a shout out to my Discord, guys. We're about to hit 150 members, so awesome work there. If you're not sure of what Discord is, basically a much better version of Facebook and Instagram, where a server is created for a specific purpose. I've created a server specific to positive music production, so tips and tricks to help each other grow. Feel free to join. The free link to join is in the description of this video if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. If you're tuned in on Twitch, I welcome you as well. I just posted the link in for Twitch, so you guys, if you want to join, that's a free invite to join. Just a little community where you can type any questions you like. No question is too silly in there. And all ability levels are welcome in there as well. So we have a lot of beginner producers, we have a lot of intermediate producers, we have a few advanced producers as well. So everybody helps each other grow. If you send me your music, the link to send it is here. As always, this is the profile to look for. This is what I look like on a good day. Just send me a DM to your track. So we are going to get straight into it. We only have a short line tonight, guys, so let's get through. Let's start with Asparagus Kiwi Master 7. Let's have a listen. So far so good. It's a very Marshmello inspired. There are a lot of things like out of key, so some of your melodies drift out of key from, for example, like your bass progression. And when the drop hits, the drop is good, but it sounds a bit muddy. So muddiness, I guess, is when frequencies are clashing. So you need to put an EQ on each sort of band, each track that you create, and you want to boost certain frequencies. For example, a bass line, you want to boost the bass frequencies, so you want to remove a lot of the higher frequencies. And in the opposite effect for things like your keys and your leads, you want to have a bit of a boost in the upper frequencies, so the higher frequencies. What I hear is happening is, despite your lead melodies being in the upper octaves of the keyboard, they still leak through some lower frequencies, like sub frequencies and bass frequencies. So if you put a small EQ band on that and just sort of EQ out all that sort of garbage, because it won't change the sound of your lead, but it will drastically increase the sound of your overall track. You won't have your lead sort of clashing with your bass. But the mood of the track is something you've created really, really, really nice. Super happy, super uplifting. It's in a very sort of positive key, and the energy is really, really intense, which is really good. It makes the track full of life. Really cool, really catchy melody. In Germany, we would say it's an earworm, like it sticks in your brain. It's very, very cool. It's almost there, just tiny little frequency adjustments, and it will be a nice sounding track. So thank you, Asparagus, for sending in Kiwi Master 7. I like your artwork as well. Simple but tasty. Simple but tasty. It's good. Thank you for submitting, my friend. All right, we are on to We Are Mad Boys. We are going to listen to, okay, we have Mad Boys and Destiny K, Megaphone. Let's have a listen. think those first few notes of carry me weren't really in key. So you guys could, there's a good plugin you can buy or you could trial called Melodyne. And what that does, you can adjust the pitch of vocals very, very quickly and very, very easily. I use it very often, even with very, very good vocalists I work with. Sometimes their notes are a tiny bit off key, and when you sharpen them up and make them land on key, it sounds glorious. So I recommend getting your vocal in pitch it correctly, and it will be a lot stronger. But what I will say is the bass frequencies are very nicely mixed. Like when the bass line first hit, it was super sharp, super clean. So really, really nice with the kick and the bass line. Guys, melodically this track's really strong. It's very nicely produced. Just the vocal, man. Just got to pitch the vocal correctly. Guys, it's almost there. The vocal is the only thing that's a little it's a little distracting for the track, because the music production side of things is very strong. Everything's in key, everything is quite nice. I would even maybe add a fresh, drop a brand new EQ onto the master and just give a tiny boost in the high frequencies, because the bass line is so well mixed and so dominant that the high end is a little bit lost in the track. So if you just, even if you've already done EQing on the master, just drag a brand new EQ on and just give it a little flick in the high frequencies, just to give it a bit more hiss to the track. At the moment it's very but not much tis. So hope that helps, guys. But cool, nice, sounding good. All right, Mr. S143, let's have a listen to Dubstep S. Oh, it's okay, so we have Rohi7 Shax. Welcome, my friend. You're a new new submitter to the channel, so welcome. Just like all people that submit for the first time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click through your profile on SoundCloud and just have a look through and see if there's anything you might want to add to make your profile a bit more complete and a bit more attractive for other music producers for collaborations and also record labels and things like that. So let's have a listen to Dubstep S143 Style. Good man. So good profile here. I would definitely maybe add just a little text about yourself, um, who inspires you in music and things like that. Also, your Twitter handle there doesn't work. So if you want to date it or remove it, up to you. In terms of the track, so far so good. There's a big differentiation in volume already, especially with these build-ups. So you might need to work on mixing the quiet parts a little bit louder. Pretty cool track so far. There's some definite mixing that needs to go on, so just making things louder in some sections. Also, your bass line is cool, and it's how do I explain this? So what it sounds like you've done is you have a sub bass, but you've mixed it into like the low mid frequencies, so it's acting like a mid bass. Maybe what you can do is duplicate your bass line, and then on the new baseline that you've created, shift your EQing down into the sub frequency section, because I can hear a baseline, but it's not shaking my ears. Like it's missing its sub frequencies. So you can either do what I just said, duplicate and make it sub, or you can use your existing baseline and just give it a push in the sub frequencies, or allow more sub frequencies to come in to your mix. Yeah, man, I like this. Really good. The melodies are great. Everything's in key. Just you need to give your bass line a bit more thud, a bit more rumble. bit more sub frequencies, and yeah, make your quieter sections louder. That's it, man. Really nice. We've got a very good quality again this week, so very well done. Um, that was from S143, or S143 submitted a track from another profile. Really cool. All right, MN. It's a YouTube track, so let's have a listen to MN alone. I hope this isn't another Spotify release from you, Mr. MN. I'm just going to leave it. We're going to play it out. It's called Alone. Pretty good, pretty good. Pretty full euphoric drop. I see there's like the hashtag Martin Garrix here. Definitely gave me Martin Garrix vibes. I was lucky enough to see Martin Garrix at Tomorrowland, and yeah, took me back there for a little bit. Um, okay, so what I'm hearing happening is there's some issues with the kick, right? So you've got sidechain on everything. So for those who don't know, sidechaining is a compressor that compresses the sound every time a kick happens. Every time, if you have the sound constantly at a volume and the kick happens, it all clashes. So a sidechain compresses the sound so that the kick can come through and be heard. What you have is you have a very long kick sample, right? So instead of the kick being doop doop doop, it's kind of like doo 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 like this. So like a long tail. What that means is when you sidechain, you need to sidechain wider. So you need to compress your sidechain for a longer duration. So your curve for compression will be like this. At the moment, you have a very tight sidechain that's sort of like this. So what it's doing is it's compressing the sound for the start of the kick, but when the tail is happening, all your compression has already released. So you have your kick down in the sub frequencies, everything else trying to push back into the sub frequencies, and it's creating a small clash. And it took me the whole drop to try and figure out what was happening, but I'm pretty sure that is what's happening, because as the intro and the build up were all very clean, and then when the drop hit, it sounded a little more like the dynamics were lost, because yeah, because it sounded like the kick is a bit too long, like the sample. So you can do two things. You can either change your kick sample so that it's a little shorter, a little more punchier, so that it will fit in your current side chain, your compression curve. So you can then get a smaller sample, put it in, and then it will fit within your side chain. Or you can keep your kick if you like it, and you need to make your side chain wider. So you need to make the compression a bit harder, or a bit wider, or a bit longer. There's a few different terminologies depending on which DAW you use, but you basically need to give all your other elements more compression so that the kick can come through, my friend. There could also be another melody over the top of this. Dun, 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 dun. Also, I think you've got some chords that are kind of like rah, rah. I think if you move them up one octave, it might also solve that problem of the muddiness in the bass. Because what it sounds like, and this is just my opinion, it's what my ears hear, is it sounds like you have some chords running through your track that are sort of in a lower octave, maybe the second or third octave. If you jump that up into the third or fourth octave, your track will go from this thick, heavy thing, and then you shift the body up a bit. It'll feel like it sound like your track is sort of standing proud and standing tall. At the moment, it's a bit heavy, and I think it could be because the chords in your body are sort of in a lower octave. Just do the experiment, shift those chords up one octave and see. Yeah, anyway, man, I hope the feedback helped you there. Cool track. It's inspirational, it's uplifting, it's sounding good. All right, DJ Flyman, I saw you there in the comments. Let's have a listen to Crumbling Dreams.
The law is going to follow you. People try to question. Stop. She is right in front of you.
There's a lot going on here, and it's such the chords that you've selected are sort of like minor chords, so they sound very emotive, very dark, very sad. They all work, they're all in key. The first time I heard the rotation of the chords, it sounded out of key, but it wasn't, because it was just because the progression was new to my ears. Something I think that might need some attention, and I don't know because I've only listened to it for like 1 minute 30, is you have some chords in there, some chords or something like some pads in the upper octaves. Some of them sound like they're not changing as the chords underneath them change. So you go from like A minor to C minor or something, but the chords happening above stay the same. So they need to shift with the body of the track, the main chords.
Radio Dad comes back online. He is going to tell you that he was unsuccessful.
He will then tell you to crawl through Ballora Gallery as fast as you can to reach the breaker room. Ballora will not return to her state anymore. She will catch you. When you crawl through Ballora Gallery, go slowly. She cannot see you and can only listen for your movement. When you hear her music become louder, she is growing near, listening for you. Wait and be still.
Ballora is going to follow you.
She will try to catch you. Stop. She is right in front of you.
I really like this. It's really cool. It's very deep, dark, and scary. Maybe for me, the higher sense, the maybe those higher octave like pads, maybe they're just annoying to my ears because they're if I was mixing this track, I would have mixed those upper frequencies a little quieter. So like your main sort of chords that are high up, your pads, the oh, sounds like a sort of choir or something. Oh, that I would definitely mix a bit quieter. It's just personal preference. Maybe you tried to make them like a dominant element of the track. If that's what you were aiming for, then it's good. I feel like that track, and it's hard to take people on a journey with music, but you really took people on a journey with that track. Like, it's really cool. I also thought that you had a good balance of parts of the track that were sort of driving and doing their thing, and then you had really good moments where it was stripped back a bit. I thought that was quite nicely done as well, man. Melody is fine, chords are fine. Listening to the sort of the main hook again, the the sort of the chorus or the pads or whatever you want to call them that are doing their thing in the upper octaves, the choir sound, it did sound like it was all like working in key the second time I heard it, just because the song was very unfamiliar to me when I listened to it first. Man, it's good. The personal preference, I would make that choir sound a little bit quieter, but that's just personal preference, man. Really, really cool. It's such a cool stream already. Thank you for submitting again, brother. All right, let's get into Mr. Charlie Mansell. Charlie looks like he's submitted 2. So Charlie, what I'm going to do, my friend, I'm going to listen to one now and one a little bit later in the stream. So stick around for that. Let's listen to Old School. Nice, man. I think when you get to this part up here, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I think you definitely need to bring in some, like you brought in the clap, but maybe also like a shaker and hi-hats and stuff. I think that's a perfect time to groove because you're nearly 1 minute into the track. Yeah, cool vibe. Super. I think you could. The sort of bass line that you start automating in there, you could really play around with that bass line, get it super funky, because you have this track sounds so delicate and so raw, like it's in a really good place. You could keep it stripped back like this and super sort of chill and like sort of it feels like a bit of a jam, this track, or you can start like producing the track, then it will sound a bit more digital, a bit more electronic, a bit more sort of produced and a bit more like everything else that's out there today. This could be a cool one to experiment with. Try and keep it thin and basic, and you could have if you were to release this, it would sort of occupy a unique sort of sound out there because it's not really like much else. I mean, this stream is a comparison. I don't think we'll hear anything else like this on the stream. Also, personal preference as well. So something I do is when there's moments like this, the side chain's still pumping really hard. Sometimes I automate the sort of wet dry of the side chain, and I'd reduce the side chain in elements like this. I'd still give it a pulse, like with the beat, but you can even, because I know you have Kickstart, Charlie, you can even automate the rate of the side chain. So instead of being on the beat, you can do it. So that would be cool if you sort of relax the side chain a bit and made it half time instead of on the beat. So every second beat could be cool. Sort of change the vibe of the track in the middle there. also love the tom drums you've got in there. They're so dry and so good. Yeah, man, another cool track. Really. I'm keen to hear how this one plays out for you. This one would be really cool if you kept it raw, how it is. Personal preference, I don't care which direction you go with this. All the sort of stuff you've done in the past is always like very future bounce style. This is a pretty cool experiment that you've taken. It's super like off your normal track, so big ups for that, man. Probably on the second drop, I'd instantly break into the sort of house beat, so instantly with the clap and the hi-hats and stuff, just to drive the track. You've just come off a big long empty sort of interlude period of like these dreamy sounds. My personal preference, I would be straight back into it with the percussion from when the drop happens. Dun dun up, dun dun bum 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 up. The third bass note, make it really short. Dun dun up. Could give you a bit more swing. Sounds a bit. Yeah, man, cool. Keep experimenting with that, man. It's good. It's good. Man, I'll get to your second one shortly. All right, Bix. Ignore the cinematic in the end, just after a filler for the next half of the song. Okay, no problem, my friend. Let's have a listen to Shrugren and Bix collab, volume 4.1. No name yet. You can just leave the track name as No Name Yet. That's fine too. You don't want to hear me sing.
In the beginning, 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 in the beginning. 100.2 million.
Nice.
That's so cool, guys. I dig that massively. I'm wondering. I just wrote in the comments. Is this a Discord collab? I think it is. Man, really nicely done. In terms of music production, it's almost there. Basically, yeah, commercial loudness would be the only thing you're after. I really loved all the tiny elements I could hear coming in automation, especially like panning. You're bringing things in from left and right and really cutting things off like with really nice automation, short, sharp clicking fast. Really, really good. I just want to go back to, there was one bit.
2 million.
Yeah, so the wop 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 wop. So that channel sounds a little too loud for the mix. Maybe bring it down like maybe 5 or 10%, because it's really, really loud. So
100.2 million.
I hope you know what I mean. Like, I know it's your lead. Your lead's meant to be like front and center, but that's a little too loud, like in the mix, in my opinion. Everything else is cool. The little samples that you've thrown in there is cool. But man, I was so confused in the introduction, because it says like in the Gimbing or whatever. Hang on.
In the Beninging.
What?
In the Beninging.
What?
In the Beninging.
In the Beninging. Yeah, I dug it. Yeah, man, the only thing is just that mixing, the main lead. And that's it, man. You're making some good music, brother. So keep collabing with others. I hope you're learning from your collabs as well, guys. Charlie, we need to talk about our collab, brother. It's in my opinion, it's pretty much done, so it's ready for mastering, but I'll chat to you privately. All right, Mr. Wilson Serrano, let's listen to Soundform, work in progress, and it's version 3. Nice, man. Really, I was gonna say in this part, I was gonna say the got this sort of dun 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 dun, and it's very wide and it's at the back of the mix. And I was about to say, it sounds too wide. There needs to be something else over the top, and then this little happens, and I was like, yes, yeah. What? Is it? Yeah. Perfect. Booyah! Man, this is so good. I know I've reviewed this a few times, and it's good because I can't pick up on anything to improve on yet, which means the past times you've sent this to me, I've heard issues and you've fixed it, and now I can't hear any. I will again listen. There was something in a transition here. nice, man. I've just read here, it loses some drive after 2 minutes. Would removing stuff and adding effects help. I will tell you, coming up to a wind down, I'm guilty of this often. I've got a Britney Spears remix on my SoundCloud profile that has this moment where it builds up and then there's like a drop in energy. You've taken elements away. One thing I would definitely do for this, Wilson, is I would automate an EQ onto your kick, because your kick it's perfect for this track until it starts stripping away. So when you get to here, I'm not sure if it's your kick that has that sort of hiss sound to it, or maybe you have some percussion that's tss, tss, tss every time the kick happens. If it's your kick with the hiss on it, I'd slowly put an EQ and automate the EQ to start filtering down from high frequencies down, so that your kick slowly goes under filter. Because then as this is playing through, you got the kick like this, and then you slowly filter it out. It'll slowly just start relaxing down the energy of the track. I think that's good, man. I would even take away, there's a real cheesy sort of snare build up here. This one. I think you could do maybe 3 or 4 bars of that. So you've got that nice kick, and just loop this bit here, just to give a bit of body, and then you could have a one final kick that goes dum. Nice. I was just listening. You thinned out the lead there, which is good. It sort of tells my ears that the track's coming to an end. And I would definitely do that that automation trick on your kick there as well, probably in the last 2 bars. Just filter that kick down. Man, so good. This is light years ahead of what you sent me. I'm trying to think of when I first heard this, Wilson, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, maybe, I think. Yeah, but man, very good. Yeah, man, really good. That's in a very good place. Maybe I'll talk to you during the week about this one. If you don't understand what I mean about extending this bit here, you could totally just loop that and go for 4 bars. Be a really cool sort of stripped down bit, and then it goes boom, back to where it was. Really cool, man. Really, really nice. Wilson, I have Charlie, I haven't forgotten your second track. I will get to it soon. All right, let's listen to Mayets. Late at Night the Mayet remix. Brother, you're sending this a little too late for the remix contest. Welcome to the submissions, my friend. I've given you a follow. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go through your SoundCloud profile, just like I do with everyone that submits, if they're a new submission, and I'm just going to give you some advice. Maybe you need to do some little touch-ups on your profile. Anyway, let's listen to your music. That's what we're here for. Going to say it in Late at Night, the Mayet remix.
Late at night, I bought a ticket, I had you in mind. Make me feel I'm not alone tonight. I'm on my way to your hotel side. Oh, I can't let go of what we did and who we used to know, of where we met and how we used to love. I'm on my way to your hotel side. Can't let go. Will you let me stay the night? Will you let me stay till the morning? Can we dance, just you and I? Will you let me stay till the morning? The morning, the morning, the morning, the morning, the morning, the morning. Will you let me stay the night? Will you let me stay till the morning? Can we dance, just you and I? Will you let me stay till the morning?
Nice, man. Okay, I'll give you a critique. So your intro is solid, your build up is solid. When your drop hits, it's a little blah. It's you built it up so good, and the first beat was a little, like, it was a bit drowned out, and I haven't listened to it again because I want to give my initial thought first, because that's usually like a more natural response. It sounded like you had the drop was super minimal, which is good for the style of music you've created, but it sounded like you only really had two elements. You had your deep bass line, and you had all this sort of white noise and sort of sweeps happening above. So it sounded too your track was happening on both extremes, nothing in the middle, which is fine. So I think what you've tried to do is create like a bit of a bass track, right? So what I would do with that, keep your bass line where it is, either get rid of all the white noise crap happening above, or just reduce it in volume. Now that I gave you that, I want to listen again and see if it's correct. Let's have a listen. Yeah. Yeah, I think also like it's a great production. Everything's in key, everything works well. I think as well, another thing where the drop lost a bit of oomph, or like intensity, was you had the riser that it continued all the way through to the drop. So if this is your drop, you had, and then what I would do for more like dramatic effect is and stop it just before the drop, maybe 1-2 beats before, so it's like this. I hope that makes sense, like a bit of a pause on some elements. Another thing you can do, my friend, which I discussed last week with a few people, given it's your first time submitting, my friend, I highly recommend that you join our Discord community. I posted a link in the chat, so if you're watching this back on YouTube, or Facebook, you can click that link. It's a free community where we all sort of talk about music production every day of the week. You can do this cool and very simple automation on your master. So just before the drop's hitting, maybe 3 or 4 bars before, if this is your master clip, you want to get your volume and you want to slowly automate it to make it quieter, just a little bit quieter, a few decibels. And then when the drop is about to happen, you pop it back up to normal volume and then it goes. So what happens is, as your build up is happening, let me stay till bam bam. So it's just a small volume automation, and it sort of tricks the listener, because not only do you thin out your track, which is the correct thing to do, you reduce things like your kick. You can also reduce things like your volume. So then you automate it back up to full volume. When the drop hits, it gives it more impact, because that's what we want to happen with our sort of drop or our main hook. We want it to have impact.
What we did and who we used to know, of where we met and how we used to love. I'm on my way to your darker side. Can I go? Will you let me stay the night? Will you let me stay till the morning? Can we dance, just you and I? Will you let me stay till the morning?
Man, really cool. This reminds me a lot of, I did a remix for Spinnin' Records as well, a remix contest for Letters. You introduce a lead sound here. So you do have a bit of a delay on it, but I think it's a little too aggressive for the mix, in that the attack is very sharp. It's like you can do a few things. You can adjust the attack, so instead of it being it's more like wop 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 wop, which might be a bit better for you. And also give it some width, so you can drag a utility onto that channel and just make it wider, so it's not hitting so hard in the center of the mix. It'll give it some width, some panning left and right, and a bit more reverb, so it has a bit more of a tail. I'm just gonna very quickly so I was trying to remember how I did it. So instead of having a lead just start, right, it starts on the beat. Maybe give the listeners a tiny taste of what's about to come. So in my track, I just added two little extra notes before the hook sort of happens. So what's happening? Let's listen again. So we're listening for my lead coming in, right? We're going to listen for the lead coming in. So maybe that's a technique you could try. with yours as well, just so that the lead doesn't come in so aggressively. It doesn't just happen and it's like a bit of a foreign sound. But man, like really, really cool. It's a shame you couldn't enter this into the actual remix contest. That would have been cool. Like, very hard to win those things. But man, very well done. Welcome to the stream as well, man. Thank you for submitting your first time. Welcome to the community. As I said, man, join the Discord. And yeah, you can feel free to share your music on the Discord. You can promote yourself. You can collaborate with others. If you're looking for a singer, or you want to talk to similar people that have the same sort of door as you can work with them as well. It's all in there. It's all fun. It's all happy, and it's all positive. All right, Super Nebula. Let's listen to Skycade Techno. So far, so good, man. You know what, Super Nebula? This is missing a little bit of saturation on the master to make it a bit brighter, a bit happier. Maybe also on the master use a tiny boost in the high frequencies. There's not much hiss coming through unless you've built this whole track to be a bit underground techno, then it's perfectly fine how it is. I also love that you've got some crazy automation going on with those hi-hats and stuff. Really, really cool. Man, I tell you what, I hope you win the prize tonight. So at the end of each stream, guys, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, I hand out a free mastering to someone. I really want to try and master a techno track one day. So Mr. Super Nebula, I hope you win the free mastering prize, because I would love to. I feel like this is almost there. Like it's everything's perfect in terms of production. Like everything's in key. You've got sick automations. Nothing's out of place. Nothing's too crazy with automation. Nothing's too basic with automation. Just in my opinion, it's lacking a little bit of high end. And again, it depends on which direction you were trying to take the track. If this is sort of like deep underground techno, then it's perfect. But if it's meant to be a normal techno track, it should have a bit more high end. It should be a bit more defined in the high end. So yeah, up to you. I'm just reading your comment and I see what you're saying. So give it a try, see how it goes. Maybe you win the free mastering and then I can try and do it for you. But man, really, really cool. Your music's always good, guys. If you want to just have a super sort of dreamy chill out, go stream some of Super Nebula's music. I'm often having a listen to your tracks, my friend. So hope you enjoy the streams. All right, we are going to push on. Let's listen to Charlie's second one, guys. It's only 3 minutes. Charlie, no idea what the title should be. Give it a crack.
Tell me where you run in my mind, so I know just what to do. So hold on to me, hold on to me. Baby, I don't need nobody. So hold on to me, hold on to me, hold on to me.
Charlie, it's a good idea, man. You've really sort of you've taken a different path this week as well with your production style. As I said before, instead of it being like future house, future bounce all the time, you're sort of exploring these different genres. This one's sort of sitting in between a few. I don't know whether it's like tech house or something else, but I think especially with your sort of your first sort of drop here, it's cool that it's super minimal and super like, yeah, minimal is the word, but your percussion, especially in the second half, sounds like a bit of an afterthought, like you just sort of threw in the clap and stuff. Definitely give the clap a bit of reverb, like half a second, and also just add some reverse claps in there for a bit of variation on the percussion as well. Yeah, man. I mean, I know it's just an idea from you already, but it's good, man. It's something you could develop on a bit more. I would definitely you need a few more elements on that drop, man. Definitely. I know it's just an idea. I'm not being harsh on you, but the framework is there now to start adding you've got the sort of brickwork. Now it's time to add the house and all the decorations and stuff, man. Really, really cool. This vocal is from a track from one of my mates. If you want to go check him out, I see him in the chat here as well. Felix, how are you, brother? He released a track called Hold On To Me. So Charlie, when you're done on the stream, my friend, go onto Spotify and listen to Hold On To Me by Felix and see what he did with the vocal and with his production. Yeah, and Charlie, my friend, I was talking about you to some friends the other day. Man, you've got to start keeping some of your ideas up on your SoundCloud, man. Really, because the ideas you have are so good, but they're just sitting on your computer, doing nothing. So I highly recommend you just dump some of your ideas onto your SoundCloud profile so that you can start getting people leaving comments, leaving likes. It builds your confidence as a producer, and it also it gives you something to show people. Because I was talking about you to some mates the other day. I'm doing this collaboration with this super talented kid from the UK, and then I pulled up your SoundCloud, and bro, there's nothing there, man. So come on, get some stuff onto your profile, man. But 2 tracks from Charlie this week. They were super different from what he's used to throwing at us. So, man, really good work for sort of stretching outside your regular boundaries and giving us something new, man. So well done. Keep up the good work. All right, Mr. Manifestor and KDJ. Guys, this is another collab from the Discord, no? Crazy. Let's go. Let's have a listen.
You give me reason to pick up the pieces. Thoughts make me sleepless, but you make me feel like I'm alive again. You give me reason to pick up the pieces. Thoughts make me sleepless, but you make me feel like
you've got some sort of it's some kind of drum or something, and it's hitting like on an offbeat, like on purpose, but the swing, it's not the right swing. It should be da 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 da, but at the moment it's kind of like it's hitting in weird spots, so that's what I had to listen to it again. Yeah, I do agree with Addy Music's a little bit. The drop is sort of it doesn't have the impact that it deserves. You guys have built like some really cool production here. It's sounding really good. It does have sidechain. I think it I don't know what it needs. I just want to listen to the pre-drop again. Okay, so you have, I think it's one beat before the actual drop hits. You have some sample that goes like woo woo, and I used to do this so often. On the first beat of the drop, I would always have this huge like boom, this huge sub drop, and it actually kills all the dynamics of the drop. So I can hear a tiny sample there that goes doo doo, right? It's something in the sub frequencies. You can keep it in there, but I'd move it forward a bit so that it happens maybe 2 beats before or 4 beats before. Something like that, because I feel like I call them sub drops, when it goes doo like that, they work the best when they're sort of by themselves. So you could have the sub drop happen sort of. Yeah, maybe that's why there's a slight dynamic drop. There is sidechain happening. Maybe the sub bass you have is possibly mixed a tiny bit too loud for the track, because it is very bass heavy. These are bass heavy headphones, but I've taught my ears using these that I know what sounds a little too bass heavy, but only a tiny bit. Like I'm talking, if you reduce your sub bass by maybe like 5%, that's probably all you have to do. Nice. And because I'm a drummer from about 6 years old, your snare drum is missing. Like it's there in the mix, but it's very quiet. So give some attention to your snare. Drop a little EQ on your snare and give it a little bump in the sort of mid to high frequencies, so that it sort of cuts through the mix. Give it its own space, give it its own time to shine. And what you'll notice is if you give your snare the attention it deserves, you'll hear it in your mix, and it'll start driving the track like it should do. It's what percussion is there to do, to drive your track. Guys, really good collab. So it's good to see guys syncing up on the Discord and collabing with each other. So much respect for that. If you guys aren't members of the Discord, it's free to join. Anybody's welcome to join. It's a fun and friendly place. No question is too stupid, so feel free to join. It's free. Yeah, you can share your music, promote yourself, collaborate like many of the artists tonight are doing. And yeah, good luck. Good luck in the big bad world of music. All right. Nike, or NYKY, let's have a listen to Too Far. Let's talk a little bit more about Discord, shall we? Because Critison doesn't want to talk about it. I'm actually going to point out some cool things on the Discord, guys. So we have a funny channel called Count and Rhyme. So I've actually muted it because it goes off always. But what it has been is we have been keeping a chronological count of numbers. We started off with just the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it kind of got out of hand and boring. So I decided to create a Count and Rhyme channel. So we're up to 1173. So 1173, they might think that's not for me. So notice how 1173 and not for me, it all rhymes. It's actually super fun, and it's good for keeping your brain active. Let's click around. We've got some funny memes here. Okay, in the beginning, Right?
Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning.
Classic. Yeah, we got awards, so if people want to level up, you level up automatically just by talking in the Discord. Twitch, that will be me saying that I'm live, so hello to you guys on Twitch. I see you guys there. Also YouTube, I see you there, and I see you guys on Facebook as well. Yeah, cool. So that's the Discord. We're going to jump back into the demo reviews. Too Far by Nike.
Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you. And I can see it's midnight. And can I live without you? I'm terrified to see you. Hiding in the dark. Colder when it's twilight. And I can feel restless. Can you see me breathing? Standing here without you. And I can see it's midnight. And can I live without you? I'm terrified to see you.
I don't know if the vocals are too dry. I think they're not coming through loud enough in the mix. But Nike, man, I'm totally digging the vibe you're trying to get to here, man, and it's very close at the moment. We're not even up to. I feel we're not up to the best parts yet, but man, the vocal is so captivating, but it gets lost under a lot of the samples that you sort of have coming in underneath it. Just overpower it a bit, and man, this has some serious potential, man. I might talk to you about this one.
Hiding in the darkness. Colder when it's twilight. I've been feeling restless. Too far, I'm bleeding. Too far gone, I see it. Too far gone, I'm screaming. I'm screaming. Too far, I'm bleeding. Too far gone, I see it. Too far gone, I'm screaming. I'm screaming, far gone, I see it. Far gone, I'm screaming. I'm screaming. I'm screaming.
Man, it's really good. Some of the elements in here are so nice. Like all the samples you've got in there, they're firing off at different times, but where you've positioned them are perfect, man. Really cool. Yeah, got a I spoke about this last week. I'm just gonna, because your track's 7 minutes, I'm gonna talk through it a bit. But we as music producers, we focus a lot on the music, and often the vocal is a bit of an afterthought. But you think about it, most people listen to the vocal, so what we need to do as music producers is do our part and support the vocal. Man, this is so good. Bro, let me know in the chats how do I say your name correctly? Because I'm saying Nike. Is it NYK by or Nike? Let me know, because I don't want to insult you. But man, this is a genre I really want to get into. So man, I'm gonna talk to you. You got your Instagram there? Yeah, I'll talk to you on Instagram about this one. But fire. Nikki. Sorry, brother. Sorry, Nikki. Nikki, man, this track is very, very good, man. It's that some things need fixing, but that's normal. It's a demo, so man, I really think you have this sort of bass note that goes like bomb, and then it stops. I really think, especially sort of in the second half of the track, I feel like that bass note should really support the track. So bomb, 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 something like that. 2, 3, 4. Boom, 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 boom. Because it feels like the like people go, if I imagine, so if I was DJing this at a club, it would be like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'd be playing it, and this bass note would go like boom, and everyone's like, yeah, and then it disappears, and they're like, oh, okay, and then it comes back again, and they're like, yeah, and they're like, oh, it's gone again. I feel like that bass note could be the thing that drives this track. But man, wow. Yeah, can you, man, send me a DM on Instagram when you get time, and I'll talk to you about this one, because I would love to help you with this and possibly collab, because it's man, I see the potential in here. Really cool track, man. I'll quickly listen to the outro, but it's just an outro, right? Yeah, more vocal, blah blah blah. Yeah, man, it's cool. I'm happy to help you out with this one. If you're keen, send me a DM on Insta, and yeah, we can talk about it. All right, music by Doubt. Let's have a listen. It's called Dubstep 3. So let's have a listen. Is it playing? No. Hello. Alright, let's try downloading it. man, I think you could yeah, I feel like you could bring that I nearly had a heart attack. You could, instead of stopping the song and then having that sort of vocal and then the drop, I feel like you could neaten that all up. So you kind of have the build up. I nearly had a heart attack. Boom, jump it up. Because at the moment it's sort of like it builds up nothing. It goes, I nearly had a heart attack, and you go, yeah, cool. And then the beat comes in. Like it, in my opinion, it sounds like you could really bring your build up and your drop like this, and have the that sort of little audio clip right there.
I nearly had a heart attack.
I nearly had a heart attack. Boom, boom. In my opinion, I'd butt it up a bit. Up to you. The aggression is there for a dubstep track, definitely. And it's a good build up. So man, this is definitely an idea to explore. There were some, right?
I nearly had a heart attack.
Yeah, man. The idea is there really to experiment with that. It would be cool. So I hear your sub bass doing its thing, the bomb, 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 and then obviously you're gonna make the drop longer. You could then go from bomb, 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 and then you can go up, bomb, 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 bomb. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, man, but in my opinion, I would make that I nearly had a heart attack. Really shorten that up, get that really, really neat and tight there, because that would be the best moment. If it's like builds up and it goes da 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 da, I nearly had a heart attack. Bum, bum, jump, and everyone would be like, oh my god. Yeah, sick, man. Keep going on that, man. It's good. It's good. Just the structure around that vocal is the critical moment in that song. And for my opinion, you build up the energy so well, and I was ready for it to go crazy. And then it sort of for the drop to happen, in my opinion, took a little too long to hit the crowd. So up to you how you want to do it. I think it's cool. Keep working on it. Let's see how we go. All right, OVR. Let's have a listen. So far, so good.
You say you're tired, and I say, darling, it's alright. The sun will come out before we're old, we'll get it right. And we were falling like stars, and there was hope within your eyes. But we were younger then, we'd never be apart. We're just people. We're just people. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes we get it wrong.
Man, yeah, I feel like with your main chord progression, so you have the first chord progression for like 8 bars. No. 8 bars. Then you change to the second chord for 4 bars, and then you have 2 other chords that you hit in the sort of the next 2 bars, and the chords that are hit aren't really I don't know, they're not really associated with the first 2 chords in your track. So let's listen. So this is all good. So sorry, you have 4 bars. So yeah, so the 7th and 8th bars of each of your rotations, in my opinion, sound a little out of key to the rest of the track. I could be wrong, but it first sounded a bit funny in your drop here, but I wanted to give the track a chance. Sounds a little funny, but it could just be my ears. I'm nearly 2 hours in, so my ears are getting a little tired. Just reading the comments about the snare. I didn't take note of the snare. Yeah, okay, I know what people mean about the snare now. So, dun, 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 shh. So on the 4th beat of all your rotations, you have a snare, which it does sound a little. I mean, it's loud in volume, but it's very thin. So you could change the sample, and instead of having it as just a snare, you could make it, what does Kashmir call it? Like an impact. So it's like a snare, but it has like a huge reverb tail and some automation happening to make it a bit thicker and wider. Instead of being a tit, it's more like a bow, sort of like that. I think that's what you're after for those little moments in the track. Man, but overall, the production quality is very good. Like, everything's mixed very nice, and it's quite commercially loud already. I don't know, I did have a quick look over at my audio monitor, and it's one of the loudest tracks of the night. So really nice to send through a track that's basically at commercial volume already. So you've obviously done a bit of a mixing and mastering to get it to a nice sort of professional level. So really, really well done on that. It's just my opinion, but maybe revisit the chords that you use and see if you can come up with a better combination of the 4 chords that sound a bit more in key. But if you're happy to stick with how it is, then man, stick with how it is. It's music. Music is an art form, and art is subjective. So what sounds out of key to me might sound fine to you, and if it's your music, you do your own thing. It's like art, like literally painting a picture. Someone could paint a huge canvas with a huge battle, you know, with horses and mud and soldiers, and people stand there and go, wow, what a brilliant painting. And then some other artist comes in and just has a big canvas with a red dot in the corner, and people go, oh, isn't that's so brave and so marvelous. You know, it's just art. So something that some people find wrong is amazing to other people, and sometimes something that people dislike or don't think is perfect. Like, in my opinion, the chords don't sound perfect. Remember, it's just my opinion. So you can respect my opinion, or you can leave it how it is, man. It's perfectly fine. You know, we're all here to learn. So up to you, brother. It's still a work in progress. Work on it and in bits. Yeah, cool, man. No problem. All right, let's have a listen to a track from Judge Neil. I don't think Judge Neil has submitted too many tracks. Yeah, only a couple. So let's have a listen. I think you submitted last week, right? Yes. Or the week before. All right, let's listen to Judge Neil, Hell of a Ride. Extended mix airplay demo. Oh. So, Judge Neil, the new kick that you've introduced for the sort of, you had a thin kick and now you've got like a louder kick. The kick's actually out of key, so it's instead of, basically all tracks have like a key, like it's sort of like the root note of the track, where the song sort of starts with melodically. It does its movements and it always comes back to its starting key. The kick is a little too sharp, so you need to bring it down a few semitones so that it's sitting in the right key. And this is a crazy skill. I was producing music and remixes for maybe 4 or 5 years, and playing them in clubs, and there were crazy people going crazy. And then someone said to me, "Man, yeah, but everything's out of key," and I didn't know even what that meant. So I'm telling you, man, play around with the octave of your key. And when it lands on the right key, your mind will be blown and you'll be like, how did I not hear that? It's crazy. You've got a bass note sort of doing this, like dun, 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 but your kick is going like dun, 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 dun. You need to bring your kick and bass down, so it's like dun, 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 instead of dun, 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 dun. It sounds a bit funny. But anyway, that goes for everyone, not just for Judge Neil. Come on. Also, whilst we are listening to Judge Neil's track, guys, I see you on Twitch, I see you on YouTube, and I see you on Facebook. I want everyone listening, I don't care who you are or how you know me, just type in the comments where you are watching from, so that everyone in the stream can just kind of sit there and be like, oh cool, someone's from India. Oh wow, cool, someone is from Australia, you know, let each other know where you are listening from. I think that's always really cool. Really blows my mind knowing that your music on my little demo review is going to a global audience. So kind of cool.
I see you there, just standing in a crowd. Eyes are looking down. You don't know how beautiful you are. How can I forget you when you're stuck inside my head? How can I forget you when you're everything I've ever wanted? I've ever wanted. I've ever wanted. It's a hell of a ride, so hold on tight. Just close your eyes. It's a hell of a ride. It's a hell of a It's a hell of a It's a hell of a ride. So hold on tight. Just close your eyes.
Wow. So we're only halfway through the track. Guys, this is a perfect example of a music producer correctly respecting the vocal. So Judge Neil built this beautiful, like delicate moment where it was just the female vocal and just these tiny little synths underneath. This bit,
How can I
This bit gave me
forget
goosebumps.
you when you're stuck inside my head? How can I forget you when you're everything I
very nicely done, man. The production volume was not trying to outdo the vocal. The vocal was sitting on top. Very, very nicely done. I said this last week as well in the stream. It's funny when we produce music, because we're music producers, we always want to show off our skills and, you know, show these tiny things. But when you listen to the radio, basically the vocal is the dominant volume that comes through the speakers, and everything else is just supporting the vocal. You really need to have that mindset, like Judge Neil has, of really making the vocal the star. It's something I can't stress enough. I'm guilty of doing it in the past. So as a producer, you always want to show off your skills, so you try and show everything off, and the vocal's always battling with it. So very nicely done, Judge Neil. Let's continue from where we were.
I see you there, just standing in a crowd. Eyes are looking down. You don't know how beautiful you are. How can I forget you when you're stuck inside my head? How can I forget you when you're everything I've ever wanted? I've ever wanted. I've ever wanted. It's a hell of a ride, so hold on tight. Just close your eyes. It's a hell of a ride. It's a hell of a ride.
Very, very, very nicely produced track. Really, really good. I can't really pull anything out that's negative on this track. You can't really improve on this. Like, I mean, I don't want to say anything because it's already so good. I don't think you need to change anything. This is sort of ready to be sent off for mastering and yeah, pitched to record labels. Definitely agree, Wilson. A radio material, 100%. Judge Neil, I'm not sure if you are a member of the Discord. I'm not sure, but I know a dude in where's he from? Spain, that masters tracks. He masters all my tracks, and man, it's so cheap. It's like, I think he charges 15 or 20 euros for mastering a track. If you've never had a track professionally mastered, guys, I highly recommend you pay to get it done at least once in your life. Your track goes from what you think is awesome, goes to a totally different level, like this level of like radio quality. It's unbelievable. So Judge Neil, if you're keen, what I will do is in the chat I will post a link to the Discord. I'm not sure if you're already in it or not. Maybe you are. There's actually a thread called Mix Master, I think, or Mastering. I don't really remember. In there, if you scroll to the top, there's the contact of my mixing engineer who does a sick job. And he kind of has a little deal with me where if you guys mention my name, then you he kind of spends a bit more effort on it, you know. All right, let's we're getting into a few duplicates, so let's have a listen to Asparagus Look Up. Let's have a listen. It's a good idea. There are the lead melody that you play gets very busy in parts, and in those busy parts there's I think it's only one note that's not in the right key, but you could keep it, you could strip it back a bit and make it not so busy with the lead sound. So this section here, and same there. Those are the only parts. There's one note that it slides to that's not in key. So up to you. I read that you like quickly whipped it up, and it's good. I would possibly, yeah, just simplify the melody a bit in those little parts, and try and get. You can either remove that busyness, or you can keep the busyness, but make sure you hit on the same, in the correct key to the rest of the track. Man, it's a good idea. It's crazy how quick and easy music is to produce these days. Some people are saying that it has a clipping sound. I'm gonna listen Yeah, so there is some digital distortion on your lead. So your lead is a little bit loud compared to the rest of the mix, which is perfectly fine. I really love the bass that you're using. So it's like a really like grindy, rough bass. Asparagus, if you are in the chat, my friend, can you let us know what plugin you used for the bass line, because I'd be keen to investigate and try and reproduce something like that. But man, good idea. Look up one. So hopefully in the coming weeks I can hear, look up version 10 when you've made it a full track and added all these cool little details, man. Thank you for submitting. All right, Mr. David Brings, let's have a listen to Overdose.
Sun is out, ain't feeling low. High on happy overdose. You know that we ain't got no problems. No more worries, let them go. High on happy overdose. You know that we ain't got no problems, yeah. I let them go, I gave them all away. I let them go, I couldn't let them stay. I let them go, I gave them all away. I gave them all away. Empty room, fill it up, talk is cheap, listen up. I don't know where we went wrong, but I feel I'm shaking these walls, yeah. Nothing safe, gotta take cover. Still the love, we just make glitter.
Man, this is really cool. Not too much I can say on this one yet. I will say the sub bass sounds a little busy. Like, it sounds like it's doing a lot for a sub bass, which, I mean, if that's the direction you want to take it in the track, go for it. It works. It's just first listen. Remember, I'm listening to all these tracks for the first time, so they're just my initial opinions. Really good, like high energy. You're following a very familiar chord progression that I
By
absolutely
SoundCloud Go
love.
Plus.
So there's a track that I wrote in the chat. This one. Such a good track, and your chords follow the same chords there. So good. Yeah, the other thing which I thought you could take this track to another level of awesomeness is you introduce this new like do 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 sound. Hang on, I don't know where it was. That bit, the that was so cool. Do you know what you could do in that part? Instead of having the percussion driving underneath it, you could totally like wipe out the percussion for like 1 or 2 beats. So it's like, and then the track keeps going, or like even like 1 beat where it goes 2, 3, and because it's sort of continuous throughout. So you could pull out the percussion for 3 beats. Go! Up to you. Just an idea to take it to that next level of awesomeness. But man, really, really cool.
Sun is out, ain't feeling low. High on happy overdose. You know that we ain't got no problems, problems. No more worries, let them go. High on happy overdose. You know that we ain't got no problems, problems, yeah. I let them go, I gave them all away. I let them go, I couldn't let them stay. I let them go, I gave them all away. I gave them all away. Empty room, fill it up, talk is cheap, listen up. I don't know where we went wrong, but I feel I'm shaking these walls, yeah. Nothing safe, gotta take cover. Still the love, we just make glitter.
Really cool. Yeah, so on the second drop, there's a tiny variation. You have the vocal that's kind of going like da 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 throughout. Sick track. I really I think you could, man, this is at a very good stage, right? The track is basically complete, right? What you can do is so many tracks released from, you know, like Spinnin' and Hexagon and Stamped, they're like similar to this, but they have more crazy crap going on in the drops. So your drop is very strong, but now you can take it from awesome to like level crazy, where you really start messing around with stuff, like delete, you know, like half a bar's worth of drums and just have like the lead doing its thing and then bring it back in. Experiment, man. This is a really cool stage. The track, you know, it can be released how it is, but you could really, if you spent another maybe 5 or 10 hours on this, just doing some really subtle things in the drop, you can have it in a really good place. And I'm gonna be honest, the drop is super busy as it is, so I think I'm guessing maybe you've already gotten to that point where the track was finished, and then you've done more crazy stuff to make it more crazy. Now you're at the stage where you've sent it to someone else and I've said make it crazier. So up to you how crazy you want to go. If you're happy with the level of craziness, keep it how it is, brother. Really, really strong track. Guys, I see in the chat, where can I send my tracks? There's a big box here on the screen that says submit your demos here. So just go find me on SoundCloud, submit your demo. We are going to wrap up the live stream soon. Critison, brother, I see you're in the chat. Can you please let me know which track you want me to review, please, sir? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open both of these. I'm going to listen to one now, and then I'll listen to the others later. So this is Critison Slayer. Let's have a listen. So, Critison, my friend. You've submitted another track, man, and it's good. It's good, man. You are advancing very nicely week by week. And again, it's going to be the same feedback for you, brother. Work on your mixing. So you have good ideas where you bring in good samples, and everything's now in key. You used to be submitting tracks like earlier on, like a couple of months ago, where things were really out of key and didn't really work melodically. Now, man, you've got that worked out 100%. Like you're doing very, very good there. But now it's time to work on the sort of like the volume of your track. You need to make sure when new elements come in that they're the correct volume that you want it to be. So remember, when you drop samples into a track, you need to tell that sample how loud you want it to play. So you need to spend some time in the process of what we call mixing. So this is, I think, the third week in a row I've spoken to you about mixing. So man, just keep working on your mixing, and you'll be very, very strong. Judah Johnson, what I'm going to do, mate, is I'm going to show you what I look like. That's what I look like, my friend, on SoundCloud. The link is literally here, soundcloud.com/Steve Marks Music. Yeah, man, and it's a good idea. So keep working on your mixing skills, man. The melody in that track is cool. So keep working on your mixing, man, and suddenly you'll be in a new level that's like awesome. All right, we're gonna listen to Leafy Beats Productions. Let's have a listen, my friend. Definitely need another melody over the top, or a vocal, man. Really, really, really. Man, really nice. You have this super. It's such a super clean production style, man. Super clean. Forgive me, but what I did during your track was I opened Discord, right? Because what we have now, so I set up for you guys this tab here called reaction roles, and basically it's awesome if everyone goes ahead and sort of selects what they are. So if you're a music producer, you click yes on this, and you see here vocalist. There are 3 vocalists in our Discord at the moment, or there's 3 people that have selected that they are a vocalist. Leafy Beats, I recommend you go onto the Discord and maybe write to some of these people and see if they want to do a collab with you, man, because your track is dying for a vocalist, man. It's you've created such a beautiful, delicate track, and all your percussion is really really crisp, really sleek, really really sharp. Like I imagine when I was listening to that track, I imagined that I was like sitting in a beach bar at like a very exclusive sort of restaurant or bar on a balcony, and there was like a band that were sort of positioned there, and they were super professional, all in suit, really crisp, man. I don't know how you did it, but it's super clean, and yeah, the word I keep using is crisp. Man, also with Discord, right? I didn't know how to use it either, man, and I'm running the thing, right? So it's super easy, right? You can open Discord on your smartphone or on your desktop, right? And basically how it works is you have all these tabs, right? Where you can introduce yourself. That's just some information about the demo reviews, and then all these other areas have their specific means. So general chat is just general chat, feedback for feedback. So if people don't want to wait from a live stream, they can dump a track in here and get feedback from others. And basically it's just like a regular app or a regular website. You can click through. If people want to collab, they can type in the collab chat. There's even here a full tab here for self-promotion. So if you want to promote your latest track on Spotify, you can dump it here. If you've just thrown something on SoundCloud, throw it here. I found it a very weird setup to use, but it's super simple once you spend like 5 minutes on it. It's super easy. All this other stuff gets a bit more detailed, like when I'm not lazy, I give people some challenges and things like that. There's other threads for like mixing and mastering, production tips. If anyone has any sample packs, they can dump in there. Things like that, man. So the Discord is quite cool. And the cool thing about the Discord is that it is a community full of you guys. So literally you that are watching this stream, you can all chat to everyone whilst I'm streaming, right? Because like I'm the sort of common denominator that's bringing you all together, right? But when I'm not streaming, how do you contact each other, right? I try to keep up with this Instagram thing where when everyone submits a track each week, I tag you all in a post. So then you can all talk to each other through Instagram. But that's not very efficient. So the Discord is the most efficient way to do it. The Discord is all you guys that have submitted over we're on week 35. So basically there's 35 weeks worth of people joined on the Discord talking about music production every single day. So it's super beneficial for all people tuned in to jump into the Discord, and it's free. So yeah, if you want to join, if you've already joined or you want to join again, go for it. It's free to join. So have a crack, Leafy Beats. You might find the vocalist you're after. Dan Tanner, let's have a listen to, how do I say this? PD remix. So welcome, Mr. Dan. I'm going to give you a follow. So Dan, welcome to the stream, brother. I see you there. I think you're on Facebook. Yep. What I'm going to do is listen to your demo like I do with everyone. Just give you feedback. So it's just, it's my opinion, you know. So don't don't take it as gospel. Don't be don't think you do anything wrong. The beauty of my live stream is I always give positive feedback, because positive feedback is so important. Negative feedback crushes people, right? It crushed me like a year ago. That's why I started this whole live stream thing. I used to submit my demos to many demo drops, right? And I used to get some positive feedback, some negative feedback, right? You can deal with that. But the thing that really annoyed me, like really pissed me off, was that there were beginner producers that would submit their tracks, and the people in the comments used to absolutely abuse them so much. I used to feel so sorry for them, and like even I would write, hey, like it's not so bad, he's just learning, and other people would say, no, like, well, he doesn't submit here, he learns by himself, which I found really, really rude. So I've created this community, right, this live stream community where you can send anything. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an advanced person. Same with the Discord. No question is too stupid. So let's have a listen. Critison, yeah man, just calm down, all right. So with Charlie, I listened to 2 of his tracks, but I spaced them apart by like 10 tracks, man. So we listened to your track about 2 songs ago. So I'm gonna get to your track soon, man. Just chill. Dan Tanner, so PD remix. Let's have a listen. Hey mate, I'm not ignoring your comments. I'm trying to keep the stream going. So, okay, so you're having problems submitting to SoundCloud. So basically you can't DM anyone on SoundCloud from a mobile device. I was reading Dan said you can if you switch to desktop mode or something. I've never done that before, but everyone submits these tracks through a computer, right? So if you can't do it today, man, no stress. I do this every single Wednesday, man. So if you're not at a computer, maybe you get to a computer tonight or later tomorrow, just submit it then, man. And do you know what? You'll be, if you can't submit it by the time the stream ends, you will be the first demo in line for next week, man. So all is not lost, okay? So don't stress. Take your time, try and get your track in. If you can't get it in, don't worry. Take the time during the week to submit it. And yeah, it'll get listened to, okay? Cool?
It's tragic, but you move me. Instant connection, I fell for perfection, but you fooled me. Blinded by light like a moth to the flame. High off our love till you threw it away. How could I know that your feelings had changed for me? Now you're a memory, but I still believe in paradise. Even though you got the best of me, I would thank you in another life, 'cause you gave me a taste of the love I need.
Dan, this is really good, man. I'll give you some comments in a sec.
Thought we were different, but
So,
something was
Dan, man, good. The break is very cool, very euphoric. The first notes that hit in the break are like a different key to the rest of the track, but that's cool because it goes from a sort of deep dark sort of intro, and I wouldn't really say build up, but just like this deep dark thing, and then when the drop hits, it's sort of like up a bit, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, like here we go, right? One thing I'll comment on is your kick, right? So your kick in the intro is super like doo, 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 right? So you've selected a sample of your kick that has a really long tail on it, right? So you can do two things here. You can I mentioned this, I think, for the second track of the stream. So what, we've been going for 2.5 hours. So about 2.5 hours ago, I spoke to a guy about his kick. So he also had a very long sample of kick, right? What happens is when you have a bar of music and you have a long kick sample, it kind of goes doo, 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 doo. So there's majority of the time, there's a lot of bass frequencies happening in the sort of where the kick is. So my suggestion to you is you can either, right, you can do two things. You can either change your kick sample to a smaller kick, so it's like dit, dit, dit. Then there's more space in between each kick, which allows your sort of sub frequencies to breathe, right? What's happening at the moment is your bass line and your kick are clashing because your kick is such a long kick sample, let's say. So that's one thing you can do. You can change your kick sample, right? And then have a shorter kick, and then it'll go dit, 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 instead of do, 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 right? And then your bass line will sound a lot cleaner and a lot sharper, right? The other thing you can do is you can keep the kick as it is, but what you need to do is then adjust your side chain for everything else. So at the moment you've got a kick, right? And you can have a short kick that kind of goes like this, dit, 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 but at the moment you've got a pretty strong kick that goes boom, 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 right? So as your sound is passing through, your kick is going boom, boom, boom like this, right? And you have a side chain that dips your music, right? So a side chain dips the music, it compresses as the kick comes through. What you need to do, which is your second option, is you can adjust your side chain. So your side chain at the moment is very tight, sort of like this. What you need to do is you need to smooth that side chain out so that the kick, when it comes through, instead of your music being like this, really tight around either side of it, you can give the kick more space by making your side chain a bit more opened. That's the best way I can explain it, like with my hands. So if that's your kick, your music at the moment is compressing like this, very tight around your kick. But if you compress it a bit more gentle, your kick will sort of punch through a bit better. If it was my track, I would change the kick sample so that it's a shorter sample. You just run into less problems by changing your kick.
It came out, had me believing in gardens of Eden till we fell down, blinded by light like a moth to the flame. I offer love till you threw it away. How could I know that your feelings had changed for me? Now you're a memory, but I still believe in paradise. Even though you got the best of me, I would thank you in another life, 'cause you gave me a taste of the love I need. The love I need. The love I need.
Yeah, man. Nice track, bro. Good, good. Thanks for submitting, man. If you're new to the channel as well, man, I've been crapping on about the Discord community, right? It's basically a community of all of us. So, dude, there's a link in the description. Where are you watching? On Facebook? I think Facebook is above me. The comments. I don't know. Depends where you watch. A few of my socials, my Spotify and stuff. Follow me if you want. I don't really mind. You should definitely join the Discord, man, because we all talk about music production there every day. And everyone learns every day. So it's a place of positivity. Drop your ideas in there, man. You're always welcome. Thanks for submitting, man. Cheers, and maybe see you next week. All right, Discord, let's listen to Bloody, your second track. So, Criticism, my friend, it's same advice as the last few weeks and the track earlier today, man. You're mixing, man. Come on, you gotta focus on each element of your track, and you want to deliver a track to your audience, to your listener, that is always like a similar volume. Because we have these moments with the drums and the percussion, which are strong and driving, but when we get into your like strong moment, the dynamic changes so different. You can visually see it as well. So here, this was your build up and then this was your drop. It was a lot quieter compared to the rest of the track. So you need to, if you're not familiar with automation or things like that, go onto YouTube and just watch some tutorials on how to automate just your master volume. Maybe you can automate your master volume so when the drop happens, you can give it a small bump in volume so that it comes through louder for your listeners. That's a temporary solution and a quick, easy way to achieve like the loudness, consistent loudness. But I recommend taking the time, going through each track and mixing them to the correct sort of volume. Critison, man, you've got all cool elements in here. Just as I keep saying, man, you're mixing skills, and that's it, bro. Get your mixing skills. We've gone through many big phases with you, Critison. We've gone through the fact that you were submitting music that was very like blocky and very like one part didn't really match the next. You've overcome that, man. You've worked on your skills and you've fixed that. You also had issues with things not being in key, things being out of time, things happening in the wrong places. You've fixed all that, man, because you've worked hard to make your track sound better. Now you're at the stage of mixing. So this is the 3rd week now. You're up to mixing. Keep working on your mixing, man. It's only going to be a matter of time before you discover the magic of mixing something correctly, and then your tracks will go from like good to awesome. So man, keep at it, keep practicing, keep making music, and yeah, thanks for submitting, brother. All right, Felix, we're going to listen to Jonas Aiden, My Love Is Gone, the Felix remix. It's the first drop, so I'll have a listen. I'll let you know what I think.
Now my love is gone, running out of sight. Yeah, I keep thinking about you day and night, 'cause it broke my heart when you said goodbye. Yeah, I keep thinking about you day and night. Oh, my love is gone, my love is gone, love is. My love is gone, my love is gone, love is. My love is gone, my love is gone, love is. My love is gone, my love is gone. Now my love is gone, running out of sight. Yeah, I keep thinking about you day and night, 'cause it broke my heart when you said goodbye. I keep thinking about you day and night. My love is gone, my love is gone, love is. My love is gone, my love is gone, love is. My love is gone, my love is gone, love is. My love is gone, my love is gone.
Really nice, man. Really nice. I love the first half of the drop, and then I loved how in the second half of the drop you introduced that new sort of plucky lead, which gave it some sort of playfulness in the sort of the upper octaves and the upper frequencies of the track. Super cool. Like it feels like a really like it goes from this like if I was to play this remix in a club, I feel like all the guys would have been like, yeah, when that bit happened. And then I think when this bit happens, I think that dun, 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 I think all the girls would be like, this is like pretty. You know, I think you've nailed the sound design in this track, man. Really cool. The mix sounds really full. So by like full, so like you've instead of having everything coming through the center, you've panned some things left and right. Like I usually show the guys in the stream, like your kick should be like this, your lead should be a little bit like this. You should have some elements that are sort of like out here, sweeping across like this. You've done really nice. And also you've got those sort of brass stabs, the blom. Yeah, really nice work with the brass stabs. They're not overpowering the mix. They're sort of behind everything else. They've got a bit of space, a bit of width, a bit of reverb as well. And I really like you've got this really subtle detail on your bass line, how it's going don, 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 bump, like you're sliding your bass line, which is a really cool skill, man, to possess. Guys, so what an awesome stream. There's still a few of you guys left. I see you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Don't go anywhere just yet, guys. For all you new people tuned in, first of all, thank you. Welcome to the program. We're about to wrap up, but what I do each week, right, is I copy and paste the URL of all your tracks on the side of the screen, and then I ask my smartphone to pick a random number. This week it'll be between 1 and 22. because we had 22 tracks. So we're going to do that now, and basically the winner wins a free mastering by me. So let's get into that. So what is it? 22. Hey Siri, can you pick a random number between 1 and 22, please?
A random number between 1 and 22 is 9.
9. Alrighty, give me a sec, guys. I'm going to find out which track number 9 was. Guys, the winner is Mate. So Mayet or Mate, I'm not sure how to say your name, but I think you were new to the stream as well today. So congrats, my friend. Send me a text and I'll master one of your tracks for you. People were actually, I got some DMs last week asking about the music that's playing here, right, for the prize. I don't know. Maybe you like it, I don't know, but it's basically the outro to this remix I did. Is it? Wait. Yeah. No. It's this one, Marshmallow. Yeah. So I guess if you want to hear the full version of the prize winning track, it's my Marshmallow remix from 2 years ago. Don't judge me on my mixing skills there because I was still learning as well. Guys, sick stream, love you all. I'm out for this week, so hopefully see you guys next week, and thanks for tuning in. See you, bye.